I'll just pray and hope that she never sees this video.
Titty pretty baby, it's you.
One of the requirements for me to graduate was that I needed 2 credits of the same foreign language. I chose French. I took French 1 my freshman year. I took French 2 my sophomore year. So I took French 1 my freshman year. I had a 3rd period. And basically, when I went into class, I saw the teacher right there. We're gonna call her Miss Croissant. And basically she tells me bonjour, and I tell her bonjour back, and she gives me a smile, and I give her a smile back. And then she tells me to have a seat anywhere, wherever there's an empty seat. So that whole week, she was really nice. Like, she was really sweet. She was down to earth. She was pretty much like the nicest teacher ever. And then the following week, Miss Croissant went from sweet croissant to a fucking bitch. I personally thought the stuff that she was gonna teach us was basically basic French, what pre-K French kids get taught in France. That's what I thought, like the colors, the alphabet, the numbers, the shapes, days of the month, days of the week, stuff like that. And now she did taught us that, but that wasn't the only thing that she taught us. She taught us vocabulary. She taught us how to write sentences. She taught us how to write paragraphs. She taught us about informal and informal French speaking. She taught us how to do basically a bunch of shit. And I thought that this was too much. I thought we were just supposed to learn like the basics, like the ABCs, like the 1, 2, 3s and all that shit. And basically that wasn't the case. I mean, her class was pretty, like, it was challenging. She made it challenging. That was the problem. It was easy, but the way how she was and the way how she taught it and the way how she graded it was difficult. Like, whenever she would give me my classwork assignments back, I would have 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, when in reality I was supposed to have 80s and 70s at the most, because of the way how she graded. I didn't get those grades. As you could see here, I got a fucking 25 on this hoe. I got a fucking 75 on this hoe. And excuse my fucking handwriting, because this is how I used to write when I was a freshman. But basically, she would take off points on little basic shit, like she will take off points if I misspelled some French words, or if I forgot the commas on some of the French words. So basically she will write -5, when in reality I was supposed to be getting like a 80 at the most. I don't know math shit. And here, same thing here, 65, 44, fucking 60. Oh, I got 100 on this shit. What the fuck? Okay, I'm keeping that. Fucking 0. You know, she was just a fucking difficult bitch. And another thing was that if you needed to go to the restroom, you had to write the hall pass in French. And you couldn't use Google Translate to help you. You couldn't use the textbook to help you. You had to know it by heart, how to write the bathroom pass in French. And if you made little errors, like how I did on my papers, she will grab the pass and she will tear it up and she will make you redo it all over again until you get it right. That's when she will sign it and you could go to the restroom. One of my friends also had her, but she had her a different period. She told me that she got into it with her. They had a little argument of some sort, and basically Miss Croissant takes her phone away, and supposedly my friend went over there to her desk and that she supposedly dug in through her purse and that she scratched her arms, and she even got the popo involved. Like bitch, take a chill pill, Miss Croissant. You don't gotta do all that shit. And then she had some weird ass habits too. Like she would be typing on the laptop in front of the class, and then the class will get loud and all that. She will tell the class to be quiet, but you know, the class didn't shut up or anything. And then basically she will be typing and be like, be quiet class, be quiet class. And then she will put herself like a fucking T-Rex and she will be like, I'll wait until it gets quiet. Like, bitch, you don't gotta do all that. You don't gotta be with your little wannabe fucking Rex from Toy Story. Not only was she a bitch, the way how she graded, and not only was she she made little scenes dramatically, and not only that she made it difficult to go to the bathroom. We started on her exams. They were like 10 times harder than the actual classwork. The test didn't match up the stuff that she would teach during class. Like it was a whole different thing. Cause I don't remember her going over reading passages, and all of a sudden on the exam there's a fucking reading passage in French. And then there's another thing. She never taught us how to read French. She said that you don't learn that until the end of level 2 going on to level 3 French. So I don't know why she putting passages in the exams for French 1. And then there was a lot of fill in the blank. And I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I never passed any of her exams. I always had to redo them. In order to redo them, you would have to translate the whole test from French to English and then write the answer in French. That's what she would want, and if you don't do it her way, she won't give you a 70. And I wasn't the only one who was struggling. At least 75% of the class was struggling because of the way how extra she was with grading, how extra she was with her exams, how extra she was with just everything basically. Because like I felt like the minute that we walked in her class, she expected us to already know like basic French. Not only was she a difficult person, she was also weird. Like whenever she would do like class lessons, like for example, she had a picture of a lemon on the board or on the projector. Everybody had their own whiteboard at their desk, and everybody had to write down the answer in French, and everybody had to erase the whiteboard, and then she would tell us if we got it right or if we got it wrong. And she didn't have erasers. In order to erase stuff from the whiteboard, she gave us cut up pieces of clothing of hers. She gave us cut up pieces of clothing of her kids, or sometimes even socks, like her own socks or her kids' socks. And I wasn't about to use that to wipe the whiteboard. What if I get hongos or something, you know? So I always brought toilet paper or paper towels from home, and I would use that to erase the whiteboard. Or sometimes I will forget and I had to use my sleeve to fucking erase. Ruined so many of my sleeves from my shirts just because I didn't want to, get hongos, because I was really cautious because I don't know where she's been. I don't know where her kids been. I don't even know, like, is she human? Is she not human? What is she? And then the last day finally comes. I was happy that day. I was like, hallelujah. I don't gotta deal with you. I don't gotta deal with your bullshit. I don't gotta put up with you. I don't gotta put up with your madness. I don't gotta see you crazy bitch no more. I don't gotta see you. I don't gotta see your fucking eraser socks. I don't gotta see your kids' clothing. I don't gotta see none of that shit. And then at the end of the school year, on all my classes I had A's and B's, except for that class I had a C-, and at least it's something, at least I passed. And then during summer break, I will make jokes here and there about what if I get her again, what if I get her for level 2. There's a different teacher that taught French 2, so I was gonna have him instead of her because she only taught French 1 and he taught French 2. And then the week before my sophomore year started, the school sent me my first period through mail. And then the moment that I opened the letter, I lost it. Guess whose name I saw in that letter? Guess whose name? Miss Croissant. I saw Miss Croissant's name in that letter. I lost it. That whole day, I cried. My day was ruined. But then the next day, I looked on the positive side. I was all like, at least I know how this bitch rolls. Like, I don't know what my other 7 teachers run the classroom. At least I know how she runs the classroom. I know what she wants. I know what she expects. I know what she desires. I know the things that she, wants from me. So first day of sophomore year of French 2 comes around. I go to her class, first period, I turn myself in, and I later found out the reason why I got her again was because the other French 2 teacher had too many level 2 teachers, so she had to teach a few level 2 periods. So basically, when I see her face to face again, she greets me again like she did my freshman year. She tells me bonjour. She gives me a smile, and I was in my head, I was like, oh hell no, not today, bitch. Don't give me that smile. Don't you dare give me that. Don't you dare give me that bitchy look. I know you're a bitch deep down by heart with your lopsided titties. Oh, and that's another thing. Her lopsided titties. Her boobs weren't on her chest. They were like right here at her rib cage. I'm like, what the fuck? What are those doing there? You put those up here. Don't leave them down here. Put them up here. Either that or they were oranges. One of the other two. So basically, yeah. And then, she greeted me. She tells me bonjour, like I said, and she smiles at me, like I said. And I tell her bonjour, but I didn't smile at her this time because I know that on the following week she was gonna be a bitch. And then basically I walk to find a seat, and then she taps me on my shoulder, and she all of a sudden I hear "Donne-moi le papier, montre-moi le tableau s'il vous plaît, je m'appelle, très bien, savoir, ciao bello. Un citron, un pomme de terre, un agua de mineral, c'est la paix." Like she started to speak to me in fluent French. Like I was supposed to talk back to her in French. Like I remembered the stuff that she taught me in French 1. Because the majority of the time I was struggling to pass her class, so I wasn't at that point. I didn't care if I learned the language or not, because I was more focused on passing than learning the language because of the way how she taught it. And then during the summer I also forgot some of the stuff. The only thing that I didn't forget was how to say the food in French. That was the only thing that I still remember how to say. For the whole first period of level 2 French, she would speak to us in French, and we had to speak back to her in French. If we spoke to her in English, she wouldn't respond to us, or she would respond to us back in French. But if we tried to speak in French, she would respond to us in English. So we had to do that, but I didn't have to because I never said shit to her. I never talked in her class unless she made me, or unless if I had a question. That was it. But the majority of the time, it was other people asking, "Can I do this?" or "Can I do that?" or "Can I go to the bathroom?" And she would just respond with, "Can I go?" And she would respond. And as the weeks went by, I noticed that she wasn't a bitch. She was still a bitch, but she wasn't as of a bitch how she was freshman year. And that's the stuff. And then my friends and we talked about that. And I personally thought the only reason why she was less of a bitch was because she was getting dicked every weekend, or she probably got dicked over summer, or she probably got her booty hole French kissed or something like that. That's why she was being so nice. And then this one time, I remember, she had roses on her desk, and then somebody asked her, "Who gave you those flowers?" And this is when I questioned myself and my physical appearance and everything. When she said that she received those roses from her boyfriend, that's when I was in shock. That's when I was all like, "You have a boyfriend? How is that possible? You have a boyfriend, but I don't got a girlfriend at that time?" Like, that's how you know you ugly. That's how you know plastic surgery is not gonna work on you. That's how you know there's no hope in you. Because if she's over there not single and you're single, that's how you know you ugly. And then incident with her finally comes. It was like around, I don't remember the day, but it was around October. And I still remember what I had on. I had on a jean jacket, a white thin t-shirt. It wasn't thin to the point you could see my chichis and my lonjas. No, it was just a thin material. Had some black jeans, and I had white Air Forces. So the day of my incident with her, we were doing a group lesson where she had stuff on the board, and we would have to write down the answer in French on our little whiteboard. Again, with those weird erasers that she owned. She was in front of the class, and she had a black pen in her hand. And then she said, I hope I don't screw this up. Montaba la tableau s'il vous plaît. And everybody raised their whiteboards, and she went down the row, flicking her wrist with the pen in her hand, checking to see if we got the answer correct. As she gets to me, she flicked her wrist and the pen slipped out of her hand and the pen landed on my lap. So I took one of my hands off the whiteboard and I looked down and I was reaching for the pen on my lap, and then out of nowhere she grabs it quickly before I did and she stabs me on my lonja, and from there I was shook. I was just like with my eyes wide open, like something was about to happen. Like I was frozen, like I couldn't move, I was paralyzed or something. And then she fucking drags the pen up my stomach, and then I see it happening. The pen goes inside my belly button. The pen went inside my belly button. She fucking penetrated my belly button with a fucking pen. She penetrated my belly button with a fucking pen. She raped my belly button with a fucking pen. And no, she didn't go like in and out, like she didn't penetrate it like in and out. She just left it in there for a couple of seconds, but it felt like minutes to me. And then when the pen was in me, I looked at her and she looked at me and she smiled at me and she said, "Oh, excuse-moi," and she giggled and she left and she continued checking the other students' whiteboard. And from that moment on till the class ended, I was just in shock what just happened to me. I was in shock. I felt dirty. I felt raped. I felt like I needed to take a shower. I felt like I needed to wash myself with chloro. I wanted to go see Jesus. I wanted to go to church. I needed to go see the nun. I needed to go see somebody. And then basically the bell rang, and I left quickly. And then I told my friends what happened, and they were telling me that, I was being dramatic. Like, how am I being dramatic? She penetrated my belly button with the fucking pen. She penetrated my belly button with the fucking pen. Like, who does that? Like, why would she even do that? Why did she even reach the pen from my lap? And then from that moment on, my friends and I, because they also had her too, well, some of my friends, but they had her a different period. We would joke around, we'll be like, "Oh, you're getting raped today. Oh, make sure you put a condom on your belly button, or make sure y'all use protection. Make sure you use this. Make sure you use that. You're getting raped today." So we kept on those jokes until the last day of school. And I even told my mom about this. She took it serious. She wanted to come to the school and she wanted to file a complaint and all that. Like, no, don't do that. It was serious, but it wasn't that serious. Serious. So the last day of me being in her class came, and I was happy. I ended up passing that class with a B-. There must have been 2 reasons why I got a B-, and I'm not complaining either way which one was the answer why I passed. The first reason was because she had the opportunity to insert an object in my belly button, or the second reason was because I found the answers online through all the worksheets and all the work that she would give us. I found them all online. I even had to pay for some of them where I could get access to the answers, but it was worth it because I got a B- at the end. And junior year, I was near the lockers with my friend Dalen. Dalen also had her, but she only had her for French 1. We were talking about live. We were talking about how we hated school and all that shit. And then all of a sudden we hear bonjour, Antonio and Dalen, and we both turn our heads like that, and we made eye contact, and she gave us that face that I want to tickle your booty hole with a feather face. But in her case, she wanted to tickle us in our belly button. And we were just both shocked and frozen and just disturbed, and it just brought back flashbacks from that day, with my incident with her. And then throughout junior year, I ran into her, but she didn't talk to me, or we didn't make eye contact. I would just cover up my belly button whenever I would see her. I would be like, "No, bitch, not today. You got me pregnant once. You ain't gonna get me pregnant again." I'm playing. That's the story how my French teacher raped my belly button. That's how she penetrated my belly button. I hope this video made you giggle or laugh of some sort. If not, I don't care. If it did, yay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with all your little roaches and friends, and I'll see y'all next time.